When I married him, I never told my fiancé or his mother that the condo we were living in was mine. And thank goodness I kept that secret, because immediately after the wedding, his mother and he began their scheming. Welcome to Martha's Stories. I share new life stories here every day, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you'll love it if you keep listening till the end. The call came in at 6:30 in the morning. Olivia opened her eyes and reached for her cell. The number was unfamiliar, but something urged her to answer. Hello? Good morning. This is the Apex Realty Group. May I speak to Miss Olivia Sterling? Yes, that's me. We received a request to appraise your condominium at 1281 Bayview Street, Unit 203. When would be a good time for us to visit the property for an inspection? Olivia sat up in bed, instantly alert. I apologize, but I didn't call anyone. You must have the wrong person. One moment, please. She heard the rustle of papers on the line. Our records show that the request was submitted by an Olivia Sterling yesterday evening around 7:00 p.m. I repeat, I didn't order any appraisal, and I have no plans to sell my unit. Understood. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. It seems there was an error. Olivia tossed the phone onto the pillow and looked at her husband, Jabari, sleeping beside her. He was snoring softly, arms flung wide, completely oblivious. It was strange, though. How did the realtors get her information, and more importantly, the exact address of her condo? Olivia had never revealed that the home belonged to her. From the very beginning of her relationship with Jabari, she told him it was her Aunt Zora's place, the younger sister of her late mother. She claimed Aunt Zora was currently living in a long-term care facility in Atlanta for health issues and had given her niece permission to use the apartment temporarily. Why did Olivia lie? She couldn't pinpoint the exact reason. It was just that when Jabari walked her home after their second date and asked if she was renting, something had clicked inside her. Don't tell the truth. Olivia listened to her inner voice and invented the story about Aunt Zora. She had bought the condo 5 years earlier. She worked as a financial analyst at a major New York firm, the BlackRock CK equivalent. She saved every single dime, took on side hustles, and cut back on everything. She saved for 3 years, then took out a small mortgage, which she paid off in 2 years. Now, the 2-bedroom, 2B unit in a great neighborhood right by the subway stop was entirely hers. It was her fortress, her biggest achievement. But for some reason, she kept it a secret from Jabari. Olivia got up, put on her silk robe, and headed to the kitchen to start the coffee machine. Her head throbbed with a vague sense of dread. Real estate agents don't just call out of the blue. Someone had given them her address and name. But who? Morning, Queen? Jabari appeared in the kitchen doorway, sleepy and disheveled. He hugged her from behind and kissed her neck. Why are you up so early? Couldn't sleep. Olivia poured coffee into 2 mugs. I got a really weird phone call just now. Oh, yeah. From who? A real estate agency. They said I had requested a condo appraisal. Jabari froze for a second, then burst out laughing. Probably just some telemarketers, babe. They're getting sophisticated now. But they knew the exact address, so addresses are public record these days. Data brokers sell them left and right. Olivia nodded, but the unease lingered. Jabari seemed genuine, but for a split second when she mentioned the realtors, she saw something flash in his eyes. Tension, apprehension. They drank their coffee. Jabari went into the shower. Olivia grabbed her phone, found the agency's number, and typed it into Google. Yes, the company was real, established for a decade with great reviews. She called them back. Apex Realty Group speaking. Hi, this is Olivia Sterling again. You called me this morning about the appraisal. Yes, I recall. Could you tell me who exactly left the request? Can you check? One moment. More shuffling of papers. The request was left by a man. He identified himself as your husband. He said you were planning on selling your aunt's condo. Olivia felt an icy chill spread through her. Understood. Thank you. She hung up. It was Jabari. He had submitted the request. Why? Without her knowledge. Olivia paced the living room, running the scenario through her head. Maybe he wanted to surprise her, find out the value so they could offer to buy the condo from Aunt Zora. But if that were the case, why wouldn't he just tell her? Jabari came out of the bathroom, dressed and energized. I'm heading to work. I'll be back late tonight. We have a big project presentation. Okay. Olivia kissed him. Good luck. As the front door closed, she sank onto the sofa, intuition blaring. Something was very wrong. She had to investigate. Olivia had met Jabari 8 months ago at her bank's annual gala. He was a friend of her colleague, Imani. Tall, athletic, with a charming smile and intelligent gray eyes. He was a senior engineer at a major construction firm. They hit it off at the bar. Jabari was a fascinating conversationalist, with a great sense of humor, offering no crude jokes or vulgar comments. Olivia liked him, and they exchanged numbers. Their first date was at a cozy soul food spot in Harlem. Jabari was attentive, asked questions, listened to her answers, and shared details about himself. He was 38, unmarried, and lived with his mother in her co-op. His mother, a former prosecutor, was now retired. His father had passed away when Jabari was 20. How long have you been in New York? Jabari asked. My whole life, Olivia replied. Born and raised here. My parents died in a car accident when I was 22. I'm an only child. I'm so sorry. Jabari took her hand. That must have been rough being on your own. I got used to it. I have an aunt, my mother's sister, but she's been ill and is at a recovery facility. We rarely see each other. And where are you living now? In my aunt's condo. She let me use it while she's away. Jabari nodded. Convenient. Does your aunt plan on coming back anytime soon? I'm not sure. It depends on her health. Olivia didn't think much of the question at the time, just normal curiosity. They dated for 4 months. Jabari courted her beautifully. Flowers, thoughtful gifts, romantic dinners. Olivia was smitten. At 33, she had finally met a man she wanted to build a life with. She met his mother, Nala, 2 months later. Jabari had put off the introduction. My mother is a difficult person, he explained. She gets possessive. I need to prepare her. The meeting took place at Nala's apartment. Nala Amara, around 65, was a slender woman with a piercing gaze and a cold expression. She was modestly but impeccably dressed and kept her distance. So, this is the young lady you've been telling me so much about, she said, scrutinizing Olivia. Sit down, dear. Let's have some tea. All evening, Nyala questioned Olivia about her life, job, and family, showing particular interest in her relatives. You said your aunt is your only remaining relative? Nyala confirmed. Yes, that's right. No one else. And where is she living? At a rehabilitation center? She has heart issues. Poor woman. And does she own property? Yes, I live there now. Alone? Yes, alone. Nala exchanged a look with her son. The look was loaded with meaning, but Olivia couldn't decipher it. Then, after tea, Nala walked her to the door and said quietly, Jabari is a good boy. Don't hurt him. Of course not, Olivia nodded. When she left, Jabari texted her. My mom likes you, she said. You're a respectable young woman. Olivia was thrilled. The mother's approval was always important. A month later, Jabari proposed. Olivia hadn't expected things to move so fast, but she accepted. She truly loved this man. They had a small wedding. Jabari insisted on a modest celebration. Why waste tens of thousands of dollars on a big show? He argued. Olivia agreed. They had a small ceremony and a dinner for close friends. Nyala Amara was gracious at the wedding, hugging Olivia and calling her daughter. But in her eyes, Olivia again caught that strange, calculating look. After the wedding, Jabari moved into Olivia's condo. Nala remained in her apartment. "Finally, we're together," Jabari said, embracing his wife. "This is our home now. Aunt Zora's home," Olivia corrected. "Well, technically, but we live here, so it's ours." Olivia stayed silent. Something in his words grated on her, but she wasn't sure what. The first few weeks of married life were calm. Jabari was an attentive husband, helped around the house and made breakfast. Olivia felt happy. But then the odd behavior started. Jabari began taking long, hushed phone calls with his mother, stepping onto the balcony to talk. When Olivia asked what the conversation was about, he brushed her off. Just Mom asking for household advice. Niala also started visiting often, dropping by without notice at any time. Olivia politely tried to suggest that a heads-up would be nice, but Niala didn't react. "I'm Jabari's mother," she'd say. "I have the right to visit my son." One day, Olivia came home from work earlier than usual, unlocked the door, and heard voices in the kitchen. Jabari and Nala were speaking quietly about something. Olivia tiptoed closer, listening. "We need to move faster," Nala was saying. "The aunt could be discharged from the facility at any moment." "Hold on, Mom. We have to do this right." "Doing it right means doing it fast. The longer we wait, the bigger the risk." "I know, but Olivia isn't a fool. She'll sense something is off. Then ease her into it. Convince her it's for her own good." Olivia froze. What were they talking about? What was the plan? She deliberately slammed the front door and walked into the kitchen. "Hi, I'm home." Jabari and Nala sat at the table with innocent expressions, cups of tea in front of them. "Allie, you're early." Jabari smiled. "Mom just stopped by for a chat." "I see." Olivia kissed her husband and nodded to her mother-in-law. "How are you?" "Wonderful, dear." Nala finished her tea and stood up. "I must run business calls." Once Nala left, Olivia asked, "What were you two talking about?" "Just small talk. Mom was asking how we're settling in and everything." "Oh, and she offered to help us with remodeling. She wants to give us some money for new furniture." "We don't need new furniture, Jabari." "Ollie, it's just her trying to be helpful. Don't turn it down." "Jabari, I don't want to take money from your mother. We can handle ourselves." He frowned. "Why do you always react this way? Mom is trying to be kind. I'm not against kindness. I'm against her getting involved in our lives. She's not getting involved. She's helping." Olivia didn't argue, but her sense of dread intensified. They were up to something. She knew it. The next day, Olivia decided to test her suspicions. She called her friend Kesha, who worked at the county records office. "Kashia? Hey, can you check something for me?" "Sure. What's up?" "I need to know if there have been any recent attempts to file documents or search records for my condo." "Your condo?" Keshia sounded surprised. "Is something wrong?" "Just being cautious. Please check." "All right. Give me a couple of days." Olivia hung up and pondered. Maybe she was being paranoid. Maybe Nyala genuinely wanted to help, but her gut screamed, something is not right. That evening, Jabari came home from work in a great mood. "Ollie, I have news for you." "What is it?" "Mom found a buyer for the condo." Olivia was stunned. "Which condo?" "This one, your aunt's place." "What?" "Don't worry, it's all legal. Mom used to be a prosecutor. She has connections. She found someone who is ready to buy the condo for a great price. Your aunt gets the cash, and we'll find our own place." "Jabari." Olivia spoke slowly, enunciating every word. "Are you insane?" "What?" He looked at her confused. "What business is it of your mother's to find buyers for this unit? What right does she have?" "Ollie, she just wants to help us." "Help? She's meddling in someone else's business. This is Aunt Zora's condo. Not yours, not mine, and certainly not your mother's. But we live here. We need stability." "Stability?" Olivia felt the anger boiling up inside her. "Jabari, do you realize what your mother is doing? She's looking for buyers without the owner's knowledge. That's illegal. We were just trying to— I don't care what you were trying to do." Olivia raised her voice. She had zero tolerance for being pressured. "Tell your mother to stop immediately." Jabari pawed. "Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling. I'm demanding that you stop interfering in my affairs." "Your affairs? It's your aunt's condo." "Yes, my aunt's, not your mother's. Let her mind her own business." Jabari grabbed his jacket. "I'm not listening to this. I'm going to Mom's." "Go," Olivia said coldly. The door slammed. Olivia was alone. Her hands were shaking with fury. They were planning something definitely, and she was going to find out the truth. The next day, Kesha called. "Ollie, how are you holding up?" "I'm fine. What did you find?" "Listen, there were indeed requests about your condo. 3 days ago, someone requested a title search and tried to find out if there were any liens or outstanding debts. And they did it through a firm called Legal Edge. Who requested it? Formally, the law firm Legal Edge, but it could be anyone. These firms often run searches on behalf of individuals. Be careful, Allie. If someone is this interested in your condo, it's not a coincidence. I know." Olivia hung up and began to think. Nyla wasn't just talking. She was taking action, checking documents, looking for buyers. Why? What was the end game? Olivia opened her laptop and searched for Nyla Amara. She scrolled through the results. Nothing too juicy. A couple of mentions in old court records where she appeared as a defense attorney. That was 20 years ago. Then she searched for Jabari Amara. Also nothing unusual. Olivia bit her lip. Maybe she was being too suspicious. Maybe they were just clumsily trying to help. But the inner voice insisted, "No, this is shady." She called another friend, Simone, an investigative journalist. "Simone, hey, can you help me out? Depends on what with. I need you to look into some people, my husband and his mother." Simone was silent for a moment. "Ollie, what's going on? I suspect they're planning something related to real estate. Seriously?" "Very." "All right. Send me everything you have. Names, dates of birth, addresses." Olivia dictated everything she knew. Simone promised to check and call back. Jabari returned 2 days later, looking apologetic. "Ollie, I'm sorry. I lost my temper." "Me too." Olivia decided to meet him halfway. Until she knew the full truth, she shouldn't escalate the conflict. "Let's forget the fight. Jabari hugged her. Mom apologizes too. She didn't mean to upset you?" "Good. And she promised to stop meddling in our affairs." "I hope so." The next few days were peaceful. Jabari was affectionate and attentive. Olivia almost believed everything was fine. But a week later, Simone called. "Ollie, we need to meet right away." "What happened? Not over the phone? Get to the coffee shop on 6th Avenue now." Olivia felt her heart drop. She lied to Jabari, saying she was staying late at work, and drove to the meeting. Simone was waiting at a corner table, her face serious. "Sit down," she said. "You're not going to like what I'm about to tell you. Just say it. Your mother-in-law, Nyla Amara, did work as a prosecutor, but her license was revoked 15 years ago. For what? Fraud. She handled real estate transactions by forging owners' signatures. She got caught, received a suspended sentence, and was barred from legal practice." Olivia felt cold all over. Oh my God. That's not all. Your husband, Jabari Mara, is also involved in several shady dealings. He's been married twice before. The first time 10 years ago, his wife owned a condo she inherited. 6 months after the wedding, the condo was sold and the money vanished. The woman filed for divorce and tried to sue for the funds, but she couldn't prove anything. And the second time, 7 years ago, the story was almost identical. The wife owned a home in a suburb of Philadelphia. Jabari convinced her to sell, supposedly to buy something better. The house was sold, the money disappeared again. Divorce, court battles, but no conviction for fraud. Olivia covered her face with her hands. So, it's a scheme. Jabari marries women with property, convinces them to sell, takes the money, and disappears, and his mother coordinates it all. "Ali," Simone took her hand. You're in danger. They are hunting for the condo. But it's not mine, Olivia said mechanically. It's my aunt's. They don't think so. To them, you're an easy target. A single black woman living in a relative's house who they think is sick and vulnerable. Classic prey. Olivia stayed silent, processing the information. The whole romance, the attention, the tenderness. It was all an act. Jabari had been playing a role since day one. What should I do? She asked quietly. First, don't tell them the truth about the condo. If they find out you're the owner, they'll find a way to sue for a share or force you to sell. But we're married. He has rights. The condo was bought before the marriage. If the documents are in order, he won't get a thing. But he'll try. That's why you need to gather evidence of their scam and file for divorce before they can do anything. What kind of evidence? Recordings of conversations, texts, witness statements, anything that proves their intent. Olivia nodded. A plan began to form in her head. In the following days, Olivia played the role of the unsuspecting wife. She was sweet, affectionate, and smiled a lot, but secretly she was collecting information. She installed a call recording app on Jabari's phone, using the excuse of setting up a useful work tool. Jabari didn't notice the trick. She also set up a small hidden camera in the living room, disguised as a digital clock, and waited. Nala visited more often, bringing up the condo in every conversation. "Ollie, sweetie, how's your aunt doing?" she'd ask. "Is she getting better?" "No change yet," Olivia would reply. "Poor woman. How old is she?" 72. "Oh, at that age it's hard to recover, God forbid. But what if something happens? Does your aunt have a will?" "I don't know. We haven't discussed it." "Well, you should. You're the only relative. The condo should pass to you." "Nala, I feel uncomfortable thinking about this. My aunt is alive, and I hope she'll recover." Of course. I just want to make sure you're not left without a roof over your head. You never know." Olivia silently nodded, but inside she was seething. Nala was testing the waters, trying to find out if there was a will and what Olivia's rights to the property were. One evening, when Jabari was out, Nala arrived with a folder of documents. "Ollie, I spoke with a lawyer friend of mine," she began. "He said it would be better to have a power of attorney from your aunt, just in case." "In case of what? In case she gets worse or decides to sell the condo? You could act on her behalf." "Why would she sell?" "You never know. She might need money for treatment or she might want to move somewhere else." "Niella, I will not sign any power of attorney without my aunt's knowledge, but it's for your own benefit. I can manage without a power of attorney." Nala pursed her lips, but didn't push it further. She left, disgruntled. That evening, Olivia checked the camera recording. It showed Nala left alone for a few minutes, while Olivia was in the kitchen, quickly snapping pictures of documents on the table. They were old utility bills, but the fact remained Nala was poking through her papers. Olivia saved the recording. A week later, Nala's acquaintance, a man in his 50s, showed up at the condo. He introduced himself as a notary public Mr. Elcott. "I'm here at Nyla Amara's request," he said, sitting down at the table. "I want to help you formalize your property documents." "What documents?" Olivia asked coldly. "A simple lease agreement, so you have a legal basis to live here. What if your aunt changes her mind or something happens?" "I have a verbal agreement with my aunt." "That's enough." "A verbal agreement has no legal standing," the notary said didactically. "You could be evicted at any time." "I won't be evicted." "Are you certain?" "Absolutely." The notary exchanged a glance with Nyala. Olivia saw the meaningful look pass between them. Something was not going according to plan. "Fine," the notary said, collecting his papers. "But if you change your mind, call me." Once he left, Jabari tried to talk Olivia into it. "You shouldn't have refused. Those documents really would have helped." "Jabari, I don't need those documents. And why are you so obsessed with this condo?" "I'm not obsessed. I just want us to have stability. We have stability as long as my aunt permits it. What if she sells? We'll be homeless. We won't be homeless. How do you know? I just know, Olivia said firmly. And stop pressuring me. Jabari fell silent, but irritation flashed in his eyes. Olivia continued to gather evidence, recording conversations between Jabari and his mother. She caught one. Mom, she won't agree. What do we do? Go through the aunt. Find her. Talk to her directly. But Ollie won't give me her contact info. We'll find it another way. I have contacts in the healthcare system. We'll check every facility in the state. And if we can't find her, then we'll find another angle. The main thing is to get that condo. Olivia saved the recording. It was direct proof of their intentions. The next morning, Jabari left for work earlier than usual. Olivia was alone and decided to search his things. Her intuition told her there was something important there. She opened the closet and went through the pockets of his jackets. In one, she found a crumpled piece of paper with phone numbers. Next to the numbers were notes. Alcott Notary, Victor Appraiser, Simone Realtor. Olivia took a picture of the paper and put it back. Then she opened the drawer of Jabari's desk. Inside was a spiral notebook. Olivia opened it and felt a chill. The first page contained a clear, structured plan. Phase 1, build trust. Deadline, 3 months. Phase 2, marry her. Make it official. Phase 3, convince her to sell Aunt's condo. Arguments, instability, possibility of improving living conditions, securing the future. Phase 4, contact Aunt directly. Offer a good price. Phase 5, after sale, divorce. Split the money, 50-50 with Mom. Olivia read it several times. This was planned from the very beginning. Every step, every action. She was just a target. Her hands shook with rage. Olivia photographed every page of the notebook and put it back. Now she had undeniable proof. She went out onto the balcony and lit a cigarette. She had quit 3 years ago, but she couldn't handle the stress. She needed to calm her nerves. Her phone vibrated. A text from Kesha. Ollie, urgent. Another inquiry on your condo. This time they tried to find out who the official owner is. The request came from a private investigator. Olivia called Kesha. They hired a PI. Looks like it. The request came in the day before yesterday. The PI introduced himself and said he was tracking down relatives for an inheritance case. And what did they tell him? Standard info. The owner is Olivia Sterling. The condo was purchased 5 years ago. Nothing else is disclosed without a formal warrant. So he knows my name? Yes, but he doesn't know you're the same Olivia living in the unit. For now, he thinks he's looking for the owner for a client. Got it. Thanks, Kesha. Olivia put out the cigarette. They were digging deeper. They hired a detective to find Aunt Zora. Soon, they would learn the truth. She had to act fast. Olivia called the attorney Simone had recommended. They met the next day. The lawyer, a seasoned man in his 60s, listened to Olivia, examining all the evidence, the bill of sale, the conversation recordings, the notebook with the plan, the title search requests. You have an excellent case, he said. The condo was purchased before the marriage, registered solely in your name. Your husband has no rights to it. Moreover, you have proof that he married you for fraudulent purposes. What do I do? File for divorce immediately and don't tell them the truth about the condo until the last possible moment. Let them continue to think it belongs to your aunt. But what if they find the aunt? They won't because she doesn't exist. Olivia nodded. That's right. Then you're all set. File the papers. I'll represent you. The next day, Olivia filed for divorce. Jabari was served with the papers at his office. He stormed home in a fury. What is the meaning of this? He yelled, waving the document. It means I filed for divorce, Olivia replied calmly. Why? Because I know everything about your previous marriages, about the homes you stole from your wives, and about the scheme you and your mother are running. Jabari turned pale. Who told you? It doesn't matter. What matters is that I know the truth. Allie, listen. Don't do this. I understand everything. You married me for the condo. You wanted to get your hands on it, sell it, and disappear just like you did with your other wives. It's over. That's not true. Lying is pointless. I have recordings of your conversations with your mother. It's all documented." Jabari fell silent, then asked quietly, "And what do you want?" "I want you to move out today. This is your aunt's condo. I have a right to live here." "No, you don't. Pack your bags and leave." "I won't leave just like that. I'll take this to court. I'll demand half the assets." "Go ahead." Olivia smirked. "My attorney is waiting." Jabari grabbed his jacket and stormed out. Olivia was left alone. The next few weeks were tough. Jabari called and texted, trying to talk her into reconsidering. Olivia didn't reply. Nala Amara didn't sit idly by either, showing up at the building and demanding a meeting. Olivia didn't open the door. Then came the threats, anonymous calls, and messages. Olivia recorded everything and forwarded it to her attorney. A month later, the court date arrived. Jabari demanded a division of assets. Olivia presented all the evidence, the original bill of sale, the recorded conversations, testimony from his former wives. Then came the moment of truth. "Your Honor," Olivia's attorney stood up. "The property belongs exclusively to my client, purchased 5 years before the marriage. Mr. Amara has no legal claim to it." Jabari and Nyala exchanged startled looks. "But the condo belongs to the aunt," Jabari cried out. "There is no aunt," the attorney said calmly. "My client invented the relative to test the petitioner's intentions, and her fears were justified." Silence fell over the courtroom. Jabari slowly turned to Olivia. "You lied?" "Yes," Olivia said firmly. "The condo was always mine." Nyla jumped to her feet. "You tricked my son. I protected my property from fraudsters," Olivia replied calmly. The judge delivered the ruling. The marriage was dissolved. The condo remained with Olivia. Jabari sat motionless. Nyala hissed something into his ear, but he didn't react. Olivia stood up and left the courtroom. Her attorney caught up with her in the hallway. "Congratulations, a complete victory." "Thank you. They will try to appeal. Be ready. I'm ready for anything." Olivia stepped out onto the street. The day was bright and sunny. She took a deep breath. Freedom. Her phone vibrated. A text from Jabari. "We're not done talking." Olivia blocked the number. No more conversations. A week later, Simone sent her a link to an article. "Real estate scammers sentenced. How one woman stopped a criminal ring." Olivia read it. The article told her story, but omitted the names. The journalist had interviewed Jabari's ex-wives. They all thanked Olivia for having the courage to fight. "If it weren't for her, we would never have found justice," said Svetlana in the interview. Olivia closed the article. She didn't want fame. She just defended herself. That evening, her mother called. Olivia hadn't spoken to her in a long time. Their relationship had been strained since her mother remarried. "Ollie, I read about your divorce. Are you all right?" "Yes, Mom. Everything's fine. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I've been a bad mother. You're a normal mother. Everyone has their own life." They talked for half an hour, truly talking for the first time in ages. Olivia felt their relationship mending. A month passed. Nala Amara made one last attempt. She came to Olivia's building early in the morning. Olivia was leaving for work and saw her mother-in-law by the entrance. "We need to talk," Nella said. "We have nothing to talk about. You ruined my son's life." "No, you two tried to ruin mine. He loved you. He loved my condo, or rather the condo of the non-existent aunt." Nala stepped closer. "We will find ways to reclaim what is rightfully ours." "By what right?" Olivia stood her ground. "You are criminals, and soon everyone will know it. You won't prove anything. I already have. I have recordings of your conversations, the plan written in Jabari's hand, and the testimony of 3 women you defrauded. Do you want to continue this conversation at the police station?" Nala turned pale. "You will regret this." No, you will regret this. Nala turned and walked away. Olivia watched her go. That evening, a detective called. Miss Sterling, we have new evidence against the Amaras. 2 more women have come forward, both victims of their scheme. What now? We are filing felony charges, grand larceny, and fraud. They are looking at serious prison time. Good. You'll need to give testimony. I'm ready. The trial for Jabari and Nala Amara took place 3 months later. Olivia attended as a witness. The courtroom was packed. Journalists, ex-wives, and curious onlookers. The prosecutor read the indictment, listing all the episodes and the total amount of damages, over $20 million. The defense attorneys tried to justify their clients' actions, but the evidence was irrefutable. The judge delivered the sentence. Nala Amara, 8 years in federal prison. Jabari Amara, 6 years in federal prison. The guards led the convicted away. Jabari looked back at Olivia. There was anger in his eyes, but also something else. Pity or just frustration that the plan hadn't worked. Olivia left the courtroom. Svetlana, Anna, and the other victim, Kendra, were waiting for her outside. "Thank you," Svetlana said. "If it weren't for you, we would still be living with this injustice." "You're welcome. I just defended myself. You did more than that. You stopped criminals. They stood, talked for a moment, and then parted ways. Several months passed. Olivia returned to her normal life. Work was going well. She was even promoted. Now she was a senior analyst with her own team. Her boss valued her professionalism and resilience. "Olivia, you went through a real ordeal," he said during a meeting, "and you didn't break. That speaks volumes." Her colleagues knew her story and treated her with respect. No one asked unnecessary questions. In the evenings, Olivia went to the gym, the same one where she met Jabari, but now it didn't trigger any negative emotions. She had let go of the past. One day, a man in his 40s, tall and athletic with a pleasant smile, approached her. "Excuse me, could you tell me how this machine works?" Olivia smiled. "Of course." They started talking. His name was Khalil. He was an architect who had recently moved to New York from Chicago. "Maybe we could grab a coffee after our workout," he suggested. Olivia hesitated. Part of her wanted to say yes, but another part was afraid to trust a man again. "Thank you, but no," she replied. "I understand." Khalil nodded. "If you change your mind, here's my card." Olivia took the card and put it in her pocket. At home, she stared at it for a long time. Maybe it's worth a shot. Not all men are fraudsters, but she wasn't ready yet. She needed time. 6 months after the trial, Olivia received a call from an unfamiliar number. "Hello, Olivia Sterling. This is Igor, the private investigator. Do you remember me? I came to you a year ago." "I remember. What do you want?" "I want to apologize. I didn't know I was working for criminals. I thought I was conducting a legitimate search. When I found out the truth, I was shocked. I want to make amends. If you ever need any help, contact me. No charge. Thank you, but I hope I won't need it. Still, keep my number." Olivia saved the contact just in case. That winter, Olivia decided to renovate the condo. She had put it off for years, but now it was time to refresh the interior. She hired a crew and chose a design. She wanted a bright, spacious place, free of dark corners and heavy curtains. "Do you want something symbolic?" the designer asked. "Some element that will remind you of this important period in your life?" Olivia thought about it. "Yes, I want a large mirror in the entryway, so every morning I can look at myself and remember I am strong." Excellent idea. The renovation took 2 months. When the builders finished, Olivia walked through the condo and barely recognized it. Everything had changed. It was brighter, more open, and cozier. A new life in a renewed space. In the spring, Olivia made up her mind. She pulled out Khalil's card and called him. "Hi, this is Olivia from the gym." "Oh, hi, I'd given up hope of hearing from you." Sorry for the long silence. Things were complicated. I understand. Is everything okay now? Yes. Do you still want to meet for that coffee? I'd love to. They met at a local coffee shop. The conversation was easy and natural. Khalil was an interesting man. He talked about his projects, travels, and plans. What do you do? He asked. I'm a financial analyst. That's cool. A tough profession. It can be, but it's interesting. They talked for 3 hours. Olivia felt comfortable, relaxed, and free of suspicion. Can I see you again? Khalil asked as they said goodbye. Yes, you can. They started dating slowly, cautiously. Olivia took her time, checking every word and gesture, but Khalil was genuine. He spoke openly about his past, hid nothing, and never pressured her. After a month, Olivia realized he was different. Not like Jabari. A year passed. Olivia and Khalil were still dating, but she wasn't ready for a serious commitment. He didn't push. I know what you've been through, he said. I won't rush you. Olivia appreciated that. One day he asked, So, where do you live? I have my own condo. That's great. Did you buy it yourself? Yes, 5 years ago. Good for you. That was it. No further probing. No intense interest in the property. Just genuine happiness for her. Olivia smiled. Yes, he was definitely different. That summer, Olivia received a letter from Jabari in prison. She debated whether to open it, then decided to. Olivia, I'm writing to you, though I know I have no right. I want to say I'm sorry. I was weak, greedy, and stupid. My mother always taught me that money was all that mattered and love was an illusion. I believed it, and I lost the most important thing, you. Yes, I know I didn't truly love you, but I could have, if not for my mother, the plan, and my greed. You were special, smart, strong, beautiful. I didn't appreciate you. Now I understand. It's too late. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I just want you to know you were right about everything, Jabari. Olivia read it a few times, then burned the letter, not out of malice, but because it simply wasn't needed anymore. A week later, a second letter arrived, this time from one of Jabari's ex-wives, Svetlana. Dear Olivia, I want to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I finally received compensation for my lost condo. The court ordered Jabari and his mother to pay me from their assets. It won't give me back 5 years of my life spent fighting, but it's some justice. You are a hero. If it weren't for your courage, we all would have remained victims. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Fatana. Olivia smiled. Her fight had helped more than just herself. August was hot. Olivia took a vacation, her first in 2 years. She decided to go to the coast. Khalil offered to go with her, but she declined. I need to be alone to think about my life. I understand. He nodded. Have a great trip. Olivia went to the Gulf Coast, renting a small beach cottage. It was quiet with few tourists. For the first few days, she simply lay on the beach, swam, and read books. She did nothing but simply be. On the evening of the 4th day, an elderly woman approached her. Gray hair, kind eyes, a light dress. Excuse me, do you mind some company? She asked. No, please sit. The woman's name was Sister May. She was 78. She had been coming here every summer for 30 years since her husband passed away. This is the only place where I feel at peace, she said. I feel his presence here. They started talking. Sister May turned out to be a very wise woman. She told stories from her life and offered advice. You're young and beautiful, but I see anxiety in your eyes. What happened? Olivia was surprised. How do you know? Age gives you the experience to read people. Tell me if you want to. Olivia told her everything from meeting Jabari to the divorce and the trial. Sister May listened attentively, never interrupting. Do you know what you did right? She asked at the end. You weren't afraid to look paranoid. Many women are afraid to appear suspicious or foolish. They tolerate. They stay silent. They hope, and you listened to your intuition and saved yourself. But I lied from the very beginning. That's okay? That's self-defense. You instinctively sensed danger and activated a defense mechanism. Believe me, a woman's intuition is rarely wrong. If something inside tells you not to trust, you must listen. But what if I'm just being overly cautious? What if someone is good and I push him away? It's better to be overcautious and be wrong than to trust and lose everything. Good people will understand your caution. Bad people will pressure you and demand immediate trust. Olivia thought about it. Yes, Jabari had rushed things, proposing after 4 months, insisting on the wedding, saying they couldn't waste time. Khalil, on the other hand, was patient, waiting, respecting her pace. "Thank you," Olivia said. "You helped me figure things out." "You're welcome, dear. Go live and be happy. You deserve happiness." Returning from vacation, Olivia felt a surge of strength. Her mind was clear. Decisions came easily. She invited Khalil over for dinner at her condo, the first time in their relationship. "Are you sure?" he asked. "I can wait." "I'm sure. Come at 8. Olivia cooked all day, wanting everything to be perfect. Khalil arrived with flowers and wine. "What a beautiful condo," he admired, looking around. "Did you handle the renovations yourself?" "Yes. After the divorce, I decided to update the space. You did a great job. I can feel your positive energy." They had dinner, drank wine, and talked. "Khalil, I want to tell you something," Olivia began. "I've been through a lot. Divorce, court, betrayal. It changed me. I became cautious, distrustful." "That's normal," Khalil nodded. "But I don't want the past to interfere with us. I trust you, and I want you to know this condo is mine. I bought it myself before I married Jabari. He tried to take it, but he couldn't. That's fantastic." Khalil took her hand. "You are a strong woman, and I admire you truly. Not everyone could handle an ordeal like that. And you not only handled it, but helped others." Olivia felt a warmth in her chest. He understood. He supported her. "Thank you for being here," she said. "Thank you too." Autumn arrived suddenly. It turned cold, and rain poured down. Olivia was walking home from work under her umbrella. She was in a good mood. Work was going excellently. Her relationship with Khalil was developing harmoniously. Her life was coming together. By the entrance, a woman was standing, soaked thin, with a desolate look in her eyes. "Are you Olivia?" she asked. "Yes, who are you?" "I'm Anita, Jabari's 4th wife." Olivia tensed up. "What do you want to talk? May I?" They went up to the condo. Olivia made some tea. Anita told her story. She met Jabari 6 years ago. He hadn't yet divorced his 2nd wife. He promised Anita that she was the last, that he truly loved her. I owned a small retail business. It was doing well. Jabari suggested expanding and taking out a loan. I agreed. He put everything in his name, supposedly for tax benefits. Then the business vanished. The loan was left to me. I'm still paying it off. Why didn't you sue? I tried. I couldn't prove anything. He had fake documents, forged contracts. Everything was meticulously planned. And now he's in prison thanks to you. I came to thank you. You're welcome. I was just protecting myself. You did more than that. You stopped them. They would have continued if it weren't for you." Anita left after an hour. Olivia was left alone. She wondered how many more victims there were, how many women had lost money, homes, or businesses. She realized she had to tell her story so other women wouldn't fall into the same trap. The next day, Olivia called Simone. "Simone, I want to give an interview. I want to tell my story publicly. Seriously?" "Yes, so women know how to spot these fraudsters. It's a brave decision." "Are you sure?" "Absolutely." The interview was published 2 weeks later in a major women's magazine spanning 5 pages. Olivia told everything: how she met Jabari, how she sensed the deception, how she gathered evidence, and how she won the lawsuit. At the end, she gave advice. 1. Listen to your intuition. If something inside tells you not to trust, don't ignore that voice. 2. Don't rush into major decisions. Good people will wait. Bad people will hurry you. 3. Verify information. Google names, ask friends, and check references. 4. Don't be afraid to seem suspicious. It's better to be overcautious than to lose everything. 5. Document everything. Record conversations, save messages, and make copies of documents. 6. Don't tolerate it. If you feel threatened, act immediately. Contact lawyers, the police, and friends. And most importantly, you are stronger than you think. You will get through this. After the publication, the magazine's email received over 300 letters from women. They all thanked Olivia for her honesty and advice. Many shared similar stories. Olivia read the letters and knew she had done the right thing. Her story was helping people. That winter, a publisher specializing in self-help literature offered Olivia a book deal. "Your story is unique," the editor said. "It can help thousands of women." "But I'm not a writer." "We will help you. We'll hire a ghostwriter. You just have to tell the story." Olivia agreed. For the next 3 months, she wrote, recalling details, reconstructing the timeline, and analyzing her mistakes. Khalil was supportive. "You're doing important work. Be proud of yourself." The book titled, Intuition Never Lies. How I Protected Myself from Family Fraudsters was released in the spring. The first print run sold out in a week. The publisher ordered a reprint. Olivia was invited onto television, radio, and conferences. She told her story again and again. "You've become a symbol of resistance," the journalist would say. "I was just protecting myself," Olivia would answer. But inside, she understood. Yes, she had become an example. An example that a woman can stand up for herself, that she shouldn't tolerate, stay silent, or just hope. She must act. That summer at a conference, a 25-year-old woman approached Olivia. "Hello, my name is Kai. I read your book. Nice to meet you. I hope it helped." "It helped so much. You see, I've been dating a man for 6 months. He's kind and attentive, but recently he started asking about my parents' house. He says he wants to know where we'll live after we get married." "And what made you suspicious?" "He's too persistent. He keeps asking, 'Who's the owner? Do they have documents? Can it be sold? And what did you decide?'" I ran a background check. It turns out he's been married twice. Both wives owned property. After the divorces, both were left with nothing. Olivia nodded. "And what did you do?" "I ended the relationship immediately. No explanation needed. Thanks to your book, I realized I can't tolerate it. I can't give a second chance. You did the right thing. Thank you. You saved me." Olivia hugged the young woman. It was for moments like this that the book was worth writing. In the autumn, Khalil proposed, not with a big show or fireworks, but simply at home during dinner. "Ali, I want to be with you forever. Marry me." Olivia looked at him. Honest eyes, an open face, no pretense. "I need to think about it," she replied. Khalil wasn't offended. "Of course, take all the time you need. Give me a month." "Okay." Olivia truly thought for a whole month, weighing, analyzing, and checking her feelings. She asked herself, "Do I trust him? Yes. Do I love him? Yes. Am I ready to commit? Yes. But was the fear still there? Yes, too. The fear of making another mistake? The fear of falling into a trap again? She called a therapist. The counselor listened to her story and asked questions. "Your fear is justified," she said. "You went through trauma. It's normal to be afraid of a recurrence. How can I know that Khalil is different? Check his past. Meet his family, friends, ex-girlfriends. Observe how he handles stress and how he treats money and your independence." Olivia did exactly that. She met Khalil's mother, a sweet woman, a retired teacher. She met his friends. Everyone spoke highly of him. She even spoke to an ex-girlfriend. They had broken up amicably and remained friends. She ran a test. She asked to borrow a large sum of money. Khalil refused. "Allie, I would help, but I just took out a loan to renovate my studio. I don't have free cash. If it's critical, I can ask my mom. No manipulation, no pressure." After a month, Olivia gave him her answer. "Yes, I will marry you." The wedding was small, close friends and family, no extravagance or waste. Olivia wore a simple white dress. Khalil wore a classic suit. The ceremony took place outdoors, by a lake. A sunny day, a warm breeze, happy faces. When they exchanged rings, Olivia felt it. This is right. This is my choice. Conscious and well-considered. At the reception, friends toasted their strong family, love, and happiness. Simone came up to Olivia. "I'm so proud of you. You went through so much and didn't break. Thank you. I wouldn't have managed without your help. You managed yourself. I was just there." That evening, when the guests had left, Khalil hugged Olivia. "Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for earning my trust." They stood by the lake and watched the sunset. A new life had begun. A year passed. Olivia and Khalil lived in her condo. He never insisted on moving or demanded to be added to the title. "This is your condo," he said. "I'm just living here with you." Olivia treasured that. She treasured the respect for her boundaries. The book sold 100,000 copies. The publisher suggested a sequel about how to build healthy relationships after trauma. Olivia agreed. The topic was timely and important. At work, she was promoted again. Now she headed an entire department. Her salary doubled. "You're our best employee," the CEO said. "We won't let you go for anything." Life was good, truly good. One evening, Olivia was sitting at home working on her new book. Khalil was cooking dinner in the kitchen. The phone rang. An unfamiliar number. "Hello, hello. This is Nala Amara's attorney." Olivia tensed up. "I'm listening." "My client is in prison. Her health has deteriorated. Doctors recommend parole on medical grounds." "And what does that have to do with me?" "She asks you not to object to the parole. She promises never to bother you again." Olivia was silent for a moment. "Tell her this. I will not object, but if she ever tries to contact me or Khalil, I will file an appeal and she will go back to prison. Understood?" "Yes, thank you." Olivia hung up. Khalil came out of the kitchen. "Who was that?" "Nala Amara's attorney, and they asked me not to object to her early release. I agreed." "You agreed?" "Yes, let her live. I'm not vindictive." Khalil hugged her. "You are generous. I'm just happy and I don't need revenge." It was the truth. Olivia was genuinely happy. She had a job she loved, a loving husband, her own home, and plans for the future. Jabari and his mother remained in the past. That's where they belonged. Olivia stood up, walked to the window, and looked at her deed of sale, her condo, her security, and she thought, "When I married him, I never told my fiancé or his mother that the condo we were living in was mine. And how right I was to keep that secret, because immediately after the wedding, his mother and he began to weave their nets, looking for ways to seize the property through deceit and manipulation. They messed up. Olivia didn't tolerate it. She acted quickly, decisively, and firmly. And she won, because strong women don't tolerate. They protect themselves. They fight and they win. Did you like the story? And which city are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If you like the story, you can support me by sending a super thanks so I can keep bringing more stories like this. Thank you so much for your sweet support. I'm looking forward to your comments on the story. On the screen, you can see 2 new life stories that I highly recommend. There's so much more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next life story. With love and respect.